It wasn't live.
Oh, no.
You were right. That is a disaster area. Wow, for the people waiting in the chat, we just went live.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Me and Jim have been talking for 5 minutes before we
went
live. Oh, they're pouring in right now.
People are pouring into the show.
Folks, we were literally talking for 5 minutes, talking about Eagles, getting ready for Eagles, recapping Giants, getting ready for Sixers, St. Joe's, our Spotify rap. We went live. They all left.
Oh, no.
We just dropped. We should have just kept them waiting. Jimmy,
So
what are we doing over here?
So disappointing.
Hey, you know what? If you missed the first 5 minutes, it's more of a reason for you to go and check out the show on Apple Podcast. Give us a 5-star review. See, that's what we call covering our butts in the showbiz game. Okay, Jim, let's talk Sixers. I think it's time because I'm going to bring up my problem with the Sixers. They're vanilla. They're milquetoast vanilla team.
Oof.
And I don't feel like watching them. You know me. I've watched the Sixers for years now. And part of the reason why is because the announcers just aren't as good anymore. The mojo's just not there. The magic is just not there.
You're missing Zoo?
Oh, desperately. And I love Todd McGinnis because they've replaced the woman with Todd McGinnis.
Right.
Because I think the viewership was down. I know a lot of people who don't watch anymore. And quite frankly, Zoom Off was great. I loved Zoom Off. Here's another issue. This Ben Simmons thing has totally turned me off.
Oh, yeah.
It's just I don't feel like watching it till it's. This is my thing with the Ben Simmons thing. I don't feel like watching the Sixers till it's the solution has been provided to us, till we have resolved this issue. I don't feel like watching.
I know.
I don't want another cent going to this organization. I'm not getting another viewership dollar. Tony's on a protest. Tony is on a protest. He's not watching. I'm not watching 11th in the conference, Eastern Conference basketball. They're 11th in the conference. They're 11-11. Make a wish. I wish this team was a lot better. I wish they got rid of Ben Simmons already. They should have done it immediately, and they kept waiting around, and no one's going to trade for this dude. No one in their right mind is going to trade for him. And fine, let's just waste his career then. I'm totally okay with it now. But I'm not going to watch. I'm not going to watch a minute. And look, the Joel Embiid thing, yeah. They had gone to the West Coast. Without Joel, and they came back 2-4. And the season's just sputtered since then. And quite frankly, who's talking about NBA basketball anyway? No one's talking about it right now. I don't know a single person who's watching it. And I've got tons of friends who watch college basketball. The only one who watches it that I know is QD. He's the only guy I know who's like tuning into the Sixers. And even then, is he being tortured? Is he being forced against his will to watch it? It's bad basketball. They lost to the Celtics last night.
Yeah, it's not been good. And, about that game with the Celtics last night, that you're just seeing...
No offense.
No offense. But also you're seeing sort of the time that they had off. The time that Toby was out, the time that Joel was out. You're seeing that they're kind of rusty still. They're not playing at the top level that they can play at. And things sort of look inefficient, and it's just they're missing open passes, sort of things like that. Things that they just need to get their feet back under them and kind of get back into the swing of things. And that's one of the questions I had for you today, Tony. Is do we need Ben Simmons back, or is this team trying to get its fitness back since they were out for so long? Which one is it, or is it a little bit of both?
Everything's going to be a little bit of both, I think. I totally agree. Look, do we need Ben Simmons back? Sure. I mean, in the sense that we're a worse team without him, that is a need. We do need that. We need a player who's an all-star caliber player to be back on our team. Do we want him back? No. Are the fans the problem? Well, why would you blame the fans for a grown man who can't handle controversy, can't handle criticism? If you don't like it, don't be a professional athlete. Guess what? The fans are the ones who pay at the end of the day, and they're the ones who get the final say with regards to that. You're in the entertainment business. I know these guys like to think that they're changing the world by putting a basket in a hoop, but they're there to entertain. And when you piss off your audience, people stop watching. I don't know how that's so controversial. You can't force them to watch it. I know I don't want to go too far on a tangent on this, and I don't want to go away from the main point. But don't be so soft. Nothing's guaranteed. Jimmy, I work the phones every day at work. Mm-hmm. No one guarantees me a sale. I have to cater to the customer. I got to do some uncomfortable things in the sense that I got to have conversations where people get angry at me, or people are frustrated, or yell at you because you're not giving them what they want. Well, they have the final say. I don't make any money if I don't get them to buy in. Same thing goes with the fans.
Sure.
You got to sell yourself.
And what city are you going to go to where the fans aren't going to criticize you? I know Philadelphia's a tough town, but tell me another city that isn't going to comment on you not shooting a basketball.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you do everything and anything to please people. That's not true either. You got to have some credibility, some ethics behind your decisions. But he's clearly in the wrong. And if he wanted to sell him, guess what? I can't get over the fact that the fans weren't really going to boo him when he got back. We're all just he expected that they were going to boo him, but they never did, and we never knew about it, and he made it a bigger deal than it was. There was no guarantee fans were going to harass him as bad as he thought, but by amplifying it and making it was a non-issue, making it the issue, Philly fans were, it's like, when you were you're in middle school and the kids figure out what ticks you off and they expose it. What is the way to have them stop making fun of you? Was it to lash out and freak out? Or was it to play cool, be like, no, that doesn't bother me? It was to play cool and go, no, that doesn't bother me, whatever.
Right.
You say it 3 more times and then it's done. Once they realize it doesn't affect you.
Don't give them the reaction.
But the minute you gave them the reaction, they were not going to let it go. And that's what he did. And I don't feel bad for that. That's his agent's job. This is all back to his agent. He should be looking at Rich Paul and going, what have you done?
Yeah.
4 years left. You thought you had that much power? And LeBron is not well liked now in the NBA. LeBron's status has plummeted. And you're hitching your trail to this guy? Good luck.
I think he's getting bad
Deserve
advice.
everything you get.
I think people are in his ear telling him the wrong things. And, I agree with you. I don't think the fans were really an issue. I think that this is just... I think... Imagine being a player, right? Being this player that wants to be an all-star year in, year out. He wants to be one of the greatest to ever do it. And at the end of the playoffs series, he's getting hack-a-bend. And every single time he has to go to the free throw line now, he has to envision that, what he went through. He has to go through that all over again. And I think that that's keeping him out right now more than anything. I don't think that he has the mental health issues that he's claiming at, but I do think that this is a big issue for him. I think that it's hard for him to realize that he needs to play the game and do it simply and just shoot free throws. He can't seem to wrap his head around that. And I don't know, it's just keeping him out of the game. I know he doesn't want to play in Philly anymore, so there's no point in trying to get him to come back. It's just we got to move on from Ben Simmons and we got to figure out a way to get him somewhere. Someone in the chat, Kevin McDonald, says, get him to OKC. How do you feel about that, Tony?
Who are we going to trade for?
I don't know.
I don't know. I literally don't think any trades are going to happen. I don't know. Kev spam in the chat. I'm going to read them all, Jim. It's like if the water company, because we're going to take the name out, paid Jimmy to not monitor South Jersey's water supply. Who cares? That's his job. His job is for the people to love or hate him. Literally his job. Kev, what is it? Remind me again, it's Ben Simmons' job to do all that? 2nd round pick. That's what we're getting. No, I'm not. I will waste his career if we get a 2nd round pick back.
I know.
I'd rather sit with him for 4 more years in an uncomfortable situation. I thrive in the uncomfortable situation. I like it. I like him not making money. I think it's funny.
I like him sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that.
It's all on him. All on him. Okay, Jim, let's move on. We got a tight ship. We can't run our shift.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Tony's only got 30 more
minutes.
minutes.
All right, so you want my take on the St. Joe's Hawks quick?
Yeah, give me your takes.
All right. Well, speaking of, by the way, we should trade for Jeremiah Robinson-Earl.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense.
The Hawks, okay, they're 4-3, right? Next game's against Villanova.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at some of the Villanova games, right? So you talked about this on your article for A10 Talk, I believe, right?
Yeah,
LaSalle
thank you for reading.
Yeah, no problem. I loved it. And that's why I wore my Jackie Moon jersey.
Oh, yes! I didn't even put two and two together. That's awesome.
A fun little reference for the Flint Tropics.
You guys are going to have to read the article if you want to know about it.
Yeah, so LaSalle lost by 26 points to Villanova, then Penn lost by 15. So that's kind of what I'm expecting St. Joe's to do. I feel like if they use Obino, right, because he's the biggest guy on the court, this might be like a 10-point or under loss to Villanova. I don't think that we're going to get beat down like we normally have in the past. So I think this is going to be a close game, and I'd love to see him own the boards on Villanova. I just think that's a strength that we had this year that we just didn't have last year.
Right. And
something I want to leave you with before you go off on this. Just think about where we were last year at this point, right? 7 games into the season. I think we only had like 1 win or 2 wins. No wins. We had 0 wins. Sorry.
It took Albany in January to get our first win, remember?
This is just such a complete turnaround, and it's so much more enjoyable. Yeah. I've always been into the NBA, but now like this year it's totally flip-flopped. Like I'm so in on St. Joe's because it's just so much more entertaining to watch. And I just love it so much more.
We're much more closer to the year 1 of Lang, where we upset UConn in his first year. I don't know if you remember that, but we did do that.
We beat Bradley or something. Was that year too?
It probably was. Yeah, we beat a couple decent teams. Like Bradley was the first win of the season, and then we beat UConn like game 3.
Yeah.
We actually didn't win as many games as the year after, which all our wins came at the end. It just goes to show last year was a weird year. This year, they scheduled everything right. They're winning some fun games. And I saw Villanova up close in person. Yes, they were bigger than LaSalle. There's no way they're bigger than us. There's no way.
We have some bodies this year.
We have bodies. We have legit size that they're going to struggle with. My concern is Gillespie. I don't know if anyone on St. Joe's can guard him. I think maybe you put Cameron Brown and Demir Bishop. You just rotate them on Gillespie all night long. But everyone else I'm not worried about. LaSalle was actually able to stop Villanova scoring a little bit in the sense if they kept their percentages down. But I think Funk is going to be a problem for Villanova. I think Obina can really... If Obina scores 10 points in the first half, it will be a close game. Because it's just going to open up Funk so much more. And if it doesn't, Jordan Hall is like stepping his game up from a finishing standpoint. Against Binghamton. Now, Binghamton's a way smaller team. But they had no problem scoring. I think it was a good game to see things fall for them. And I kind of believe that we're going to come out firing on all cylinders. It's going to be a good one. Now, will it be a win for St. Joe's? I think we're at 10%. But Temple just had a big injury. LaSalle couldn't beat them, and Penn couldn't beat them. And I think St. Joe's is still not playing to the level they should be. I think in Ken Palm, they have a lot higher way to crawl. They're ahead of Duquesne now. They're ahead of Fordham, LaSalle, and they're ahead of George Washington. St. Joe's is now 10th in the A10 from a Ken Palm ranking standpoint. And the next person's George Mason at 140, and I think St. Joe's can close that down with some big wins. We can beat Temple now. We can definitely beat Temple now. We just need to beat Villanova. And this is our first Big 5 game. Everyone else has played. If we don't win, Villanova wins the Big 5.
Not a City 6 game.
Not a City. Yeah, we will not have the City 6 title after that Drexel loss.
Well, your guy Joe Lenardi, he was vouching for the City 6 to take over.
He might have to because LaSalle is just a joke.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Just a quick reminder.
Was he saying that on the broadcast?
He's saying it on the Drexel St. Joe's broadcast. Yeah. Just a reminder. Last year, St. Joe's lost to Villanova 88-68. So
this one's gonna be closer.
This is gonna be way closer. Yeah, I think this is gonna be. Villanova might be sweating a little bit with 10 minutes to go in the.
That was the thing when we played USC. USC was bigger than us. They were like one of the only teams in the country that were bigger than St. Joe's, believe it or not. Villanova's not that much bigger than us. So, it should be a good one.
Yeah, I don't expect to win like you said either, but it'll be a lot of fun to watch. I can't wait. I'm so glad it's, on a Saturday. I think it normally is, but it's good when it's on the weekend.
It's always on a Saturday,
Get more views, yeah.
I'm excited. Okay, Jim. I think that was the guess for us. And then Penn. The Penn game is going to be a really close one. If anything, that's going to be the most fun game. In Hagen, Big 5 game, Wednesday night, Penn fans will be there. I'm thinking Hagen's going to be packed in that regard. And then I'm thinking, Temple Saturday. I would love to get Temple filled to the rafters.
Yeah, I think so. I think that Temple,
because the Villanova game's away.
I think you can mark Temple as a win in my opinion. But the Penn game, I think that's going to be kind of like the UMass game, the Maryland Eastern Shore game, where it was just like a 2-point win. It's come down to the ball in our hands, or we have to get a stop or something like that. I think that's going to be exciting.
Yep, I agree. Okay, Jim, let's go to our picks for the Eagles.
Okay. All right, so last week...
Let's talk about the Eagles game first.
Okay, all right, last week with the game. Frustrating loss. I think that a lot of the issues from last week's game really didn't come from... Well, it came from one player, and I don't think his name was Jalen Hurts. It was actually Jalen Reagor. How many chances did he have to catch the ball, hit his hands,
Final
hit
drive.
his head? It's just so frustrating. And, for Hurts to make throws like that after he had thrown 3 interceptions in the game, I thought that there was a lot of maturity there and a lot of confidence in him to still perform at the end of the game, even when everything was against him. And I think the whole first half of the game was bad play calling. I mean, we've been known as this team that could run the ball down everybody's throats. Why did we get away from it early on? It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, I don't know, it's like maybe the owner or the general manager are whispering in the coach's ear to say, hey, we need to see more production from our wide receivers. And it's like, well, why don't you just get us better wide receivers then?
Who cares about production? Win the game.
Win the game. That's all it's about.
Who cares about production? Get this owner out of here. This guy's a big idiot. Doesn't know anything.
I think, you win a Super Bowl.
You owned a paper company.
You win a Super Bowl, and then you think, like, the recipe. But you won one Super Bowl in 25 years.
Yeah, one Super Bowl over one of the most losing franchises in all of football in the sense of Super Bowl wins. You get one, you think you know everything.
Yeah. What are you, 1 and 2?
Yeah. And you got lucky with 2 coaches.
1 and 1.
Got lucky with that Doug Peterson worked out.
Yeah.
And I guess it's just, his guy's Howie Roseman. I got to give Howie some credit. The team's not that bad after a retool. It really isn't.
No, there are some good players, and then there are some...
But now Washington's got a playoff bid.
Washington's good.
They're going to be 7th seed.
The way they played the Bucks a few weeks ago, I was entertained. It was like my favorite game, I think, of the whole season that I've watched.
Talk about a team who can't fill a stadium.
Heineke's a great player, too.
He's good.
I really enjoy watching him play.
He is good. For a franchise that didn't have a quarterback since RG3, you'll take him.
Right.
If you're the Jets, you take a guy like that. They can't find anyone.
So here's something I want to touch on real quick. I wasn't surprised with the Giants' loss. I actually picked the Giants to win last week. I knew going into this final stretch, and a lot of people wanted to win out. I knew that we were going to split one with the Giants. It just felt like this is one of the years. Divisional games we'll just kind of go 500 with. And then the other thing is Jalen Reagor is an issue. This constant, like, we went to go get a wide receiver, and all of these wide receivers came after him. Justin Jefferson, I would believe T. Higgins was in there, Laviska Shenault, like all these guys that
these
really,
are some great names.
These are on like bad teams, and they all have way more production than him. So it's like very frustrating that this happened. He's not even that fast. Everybody said that he was so fast. He was like Jeremy Maclin 2.0. Is nothing like him. It's just such an issue. He has no speed in the game, like game speed. They talk about that. It's like, when the game starts, everything's a little bit different. You're supposed to be, twofold what you were. But he just seems slow. He just seems like he can't get any separation from people, and he's never really open. So that's why it's like tight windows for him to get the ball, and then he can't catch it because he has no freedom. He has no ability to put his hands up.
And he wasn't known for having good hands.
Yeah. So it's an issue.
His whole thing was I burn people down the field.
And he hasn't. So
right. To the point where an idiot could catch it.
Yep. Hitting him in his hands and he can't catch it.
Oh, wow. We'll just add him to the pile of...
it's just like Nelson Aguilar 2.0.
Yep, just add him to the group of Eagles wide receivers from the first round that never worked out, and we're sitting there with an old offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Why? We can find people in free agency that play better.
Yep.
But it's all, how he's making trades, and then he's going to draft, and then he stinks at drafting.
I
This
will
team
say,
can't keep going on like this. It can't keep going on where they don't have a good corner. Or they don't have. I mean, they have decent corners. I mean, Slay is good, but
yeah.
still, you need more robust defense.
Did you see in that game when Jason Kelsey went out in the first half? Did you see when like
They put that replacement in.
Herbig came in?
First time that Kelsey started every game still for like 8 seasons in a row, but it's a night and day when he's out.
You could totally tell. I mean, Herbig, how many penalties were called on him? He had the penalty where the touchdown came back. It's just like, we need to get it. Like, we obviously have to draft a center soon because Kelsey's only going to last for so much longer. But,
yeah,
especially when you play that many games in a row, you start that many games, your body is just begging for a rest by the time you're ready to get out of the league, So it's going to be so hard without him in the future.
Yeah, center position's so important. You're recognizing the defensive sets. You're calling it out. It's a very important position, and you touch the ball, right? If you touch the ball, it's important.
Yep. Yeah.
He'll be fine. He'll play, but I think it just goes to show, at some point, messing up all these first round draft picks on wide receivers, it's going to come back to bite you in the butt.
Yeah.
Just like all those first round picks the Sixers wasted on guards that never panned out, comes to bite you in the butt years later.
Look at Arcega-Whiteside. Remember we
thought he was a viable option. No,
he hasn't shown to do anything.
Nope. Where you could have gotten a linebacker. I mean, when was the last time we had a good linebacker to really intimidate the
now T.J. Edwards, but the last time we drafted one, I can't tell you.
I mean, yeah, T.J. Edwards, but I want someone.
I mean,
I want a big boy.
I mean, you can't get much better than how he's played this year, but
will he play like that every year?
I hope so. I mean, he's 25, so like he
could
be.
Could get 4 or 5 years out of him.
Yeah.
Speaking of football, how about Michigan beating Ohio State? Did you watch that game?
I did watch that game. That game was
That's
crazy.
not in the write-up, but I was just thinking about that. What a great game. It was the most watched game in sports this year. 14 million viewers.
That game was?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because it's such high seeds in college football, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's Big Ten, biggest rivalry in college football, I would say.
See, I don't follow college football that much, so it's like...
I don't either, but I watched that game.
Yeah, so did I. It was also the Saturday after Thanksgiving, too.
And it was snowing. Little snow made it feel like that's like a memorable football. Like, it was snowing, and we beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
I didn't go to Michigan, but they beat Ohio State, like, by 20-something points.
So
they
now,
crushed them.
So now Michigan is going to be in the...
Yeah, they're second.
Right. Harbaugh.
Yep.
Yep.
And they were all, it was funny. This was the year they were like, oh, well, Harbaugh. It's not about winning championships at Michigan as much as it is about beating Ohio State. Been 6 years since he beat Ohio State. Like, he had been there 6 years, never beat Ohio State.
Wow.
Finally did it.
How about the Auburn game just after that?
Oh, that was a great one, too. You knew that was gonna happen with that broken leg. Guys wobbling around. You can't even throw it 10 yards. I mean, your legs are everything for your throwing ability.
Crazy.
That was another good game. There were good games this year.
Yeah.
I mean, this weekend. There were. Another thing I was thinking about with the Michigan, it's like, I feel like once you win one, it's like the weight's been lifted. And now, if Harbaugh stays, these games are up to anyone. You've kind of broken that mold where it's kind of like how we felt about the Eagles. You finally win one Super Bowl. It's like now more are going to come because you know what to do. And then we got rid of everyone and then we lost that culture. So,
and then you think that you know how to win.
And then you think you know how to win, and then you get really arrogant and you start meddling, and all you did for your whole life was sell paper, and this is where you're at now.
It's the office. The office. You're from the office.
Yeah. No. What was it? A publishing company? It's not even the only. It's not even paper. It's the stuff that goes on paper.
You want me to give the picks?
Yeah. Let's do the picks.
All right. So after last week, Tony, you're 12-10.
Woo!
And I have clawed my way back in to 11-11.
So what was I last week? 1-1.
You were, you were 1-1. So you were 11-9, and then you went to 12-10.
So I'm technically up 2 on you because I have less losses, or am I only technically up 1?
1 game up, yeah. Okay. 1 game up, or whatever. 1 pick up.
Do we do it? Yeah. My question is, do we do it based off the loss column or the win column?
It was based off the win column.
Is that what it is?
Because if we tie on something and you have, or if you if you push on something or something,
Okay.
then you win. Because if you're 12-10-1 and I'm 11-11, or I'm 11-12, then you win or whatever. Or if I'm 12,
We're gonna have to figure out the math on that.
Yeah. So if you're 12-10-1 and I'm 12-11, then you would win because you have less losses. So it goes wins then losses.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Oh yeah, true. Because we can tie.
Yeah,
That's
you can tie what you can push if there's like an even spread.
So what happens if we are tied for the end?
I don't know. Then we push. No winner.
No. We're gonna kick field goals. Who can kick the farthest field goal?
I think we did a bonus.
We're gonna go to Cherokee.
We did a bonus thing last year, didn't we?
Yeah, we were tied.
We picked like a team, a guaranteed pick, money line pick or something for.
We might have done that.
Week 15
or we might have
16
picked the
something.
Super Bowl winners.
Yeah. All right, so we'll do the odds for Philly and the Jets.
Oh, this matchup hits close to home,
Oh, yeah.
Jim. I'll let you go. Oh, no, I'll go first because you went first last time because you texted me your picks first last time.
Sure.
So I'll go first. They're in the Meadowlands, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
They are. They are in the Meadowlands. Yep.
Okay.
Jets are underdogs.
Home underdogs by a touchdown. Sheesh. Let's look up the Jets' last score.
So the spread's -6.5 for the Eagles, or +6.5 for the Jets, and the total is 45.5.
Okay, give me 1 sec, Jim. I'm looking up the Jets' last score. They played the Texans and they won on the road. Okay, Jets cover. Ooh. And they go over.
Oh my gosh, Tony.
MetLife is a track, and the Jets is a different game than, what's it called? The Giants. And the Eagles are staying up there. I don't know. You're on the road again, 2 road games. I still think the Eagles win, but it's going to be a close one, and it's going over.
Yeah, I hate doing this like we did in the beginning of the season. I think our first 2 weeks were exactly the same. I got to stick with you on this. I think the Jets.
It just makes more. It's like so obvious.
It is. I just feel like the Eagles, like it might be like a 23-20 win or something like that, or like something to put it over, 26-23, something like that. It's just like it's not going to be a 7-point spread. It's going to be like a 4 or 5 point win or something.
It's going to be close.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
But
it's going to be a terrible game.
Eagles with the money line, 100%. I'm taking that.
Yeah, they're going to win.
Yeah.
But too bad we don't talk money line.
Nope.
We do spreads.
We do spreads and totals.
Yep. Welcome to the big leagues. We don't care about winners. We care about the money. We care about the points. Even though I think too many... I like our little show because we're just doing it for fun. We're following one team. I can't stand how everything in sports media has become, oh, this new betting show is coming out and you got to go check it. You know, like there's so many betting shows. Who cares? You're some dude who knows nothing about betting.
Yeah,
I've actually lost very few real bets in my life.
I'm not a big fan.
I pick the NBA winner every year.
Do you really?
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year or at the?
No, we
playoffs,
go into the playoffs and I take the winner every year.
Oh.
Because I'm smart.
What's your trick? You don't want to reveal it to the fans or?
Watch a lot of basketball and you'll kind of learn a thing or two. Like I took the Bucks when they were down 2 games. Like they're gonna win the series.
Yeah.
Boom, hit.
Crazy, Tony.
Still haven't cashed it. Just sitting in my wallet.
Nostradamus, Tony.
Yeah. I don't know. There's just so many. There's just so many.
He knows his stuff, folks.
So many.
He
So
knows
many
his stuff.
12-year-olds thinking they know how to bet spreads.
Well, why am I saying that to them? They know. They know you know your stuff. That's why they're here.
All 4 of them. Kev McDonald, another degenerate gambler. Evan Guerin. Evan's thing is more of a craps. Evan's a craps guy. I've seen him work the craps table.
Have you been? You haven't been to the casino with me, have you?
Not with you.
Oh.
You know why? You don't drink alcohol.
Yeah, but I'm a dangerous casino friend.
Oh yeah, put down another 30. Put down another 40.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
I don't play. I
play some blackjack.
I honestly don't play table games. I'm at the sports book, winning, walking away, winning, Charlie Sheen style. Okay, Jim.
Winning.
Yes. What a 2.5 minutes. A terrible.
Hope
show.
I don't get sued for that.
Yeah, don't. Trademark TM. Let's go to the Phillies, and then we're going to get our Spotify Wrapped. So, first of all, the league's locked out. So we got our deals in before Well, can you sign players? You just can't trade?
No transactions.
Wow, we snuck this one
Snuck it
right
in
under.
That's why everybody was scrambling, was because they knew the lockout was coming. And
But then teams like the Dodgers, the Yankees, cool as cucumbers. Red Sox, the biggest franchises in baseball, which I think you would agree, are the Dodgers, the Red Sox, and the Yankees.
yeah,
Nothing.
you know how this all works, though, right?
We're not going to have baseball next year.
No, we're gonna have baseball next year.
Jim, they went a long time in the 90s.
Yeah,
They went a long time.
we'll have baseball next year.
It could kill the sport if they don't do it right.
This is what's gonna happen. They're gonna be locked out, right? And they're all gonna be talking to the players in the meantime. No, there's no like absolute shut off from the players. The organizations are gonna be talking, and then all of a sudden, when the lockout's done, we'll wake up one morning and it'll be like, "Whoa, Schwarber signed with the Phillies." We'd be like, "What? How did that happen?" Because the whole time it's been prepped and ready to go, and just waiting for the lockout to be done. Have you seen some of the ridiculous requests from the lockout?
No, they want a payment minimum. Isn't that the one, like a cap minimum? Like imagine the Pirates paying $20 million.
They want 7 teams from each league in the playoffs instead of 5. So they want 2 more teams from each.
And
league.
this is the players asking for this.
Yeah, and then they want some sort of situation where the top seed would pick the team that they play in the playoff in the first round.
No.
Where there'd be like some live event.
No.
That you could watch.
No.
It's crazy. It's becoming this whole.
That's a gimmick.
Pony show, you know.
I'm okay if you say. Here's the thing. I do agree that people are more interested in sports that have longer playoff series. So for example, baseball is 100 and whatever 68 games.
Yes, I'm with you on this.
And there's only 40 playoff games. Like at the most, you'll get 40 playoff games. That's a small ratio from playoff games to season games. I think a reasonable request would be instead of 168, we're playing 148 or 142, and then we're going to add the 2-team playoff, and we're going to increase that ratio.
Sure.
Because playoffs get more eyeballs and get more money. Totally agree.
In my opinion.
But we're keeping it at a high number of games still. 140 is a high amount still.
But like 162 is a high enough data set for you to say, okay, these are the best teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the whole reason of having.
And if you do too few,
season.
you're gonna have a Braves. The Braves got in the playoffs by getting hot at the end of the season.
Right. So it's, I don't know. I just think that the lockout is, they're going to be debating about things that a lot of fans don't care for and don't want, and I think that this is why the lockout isn't going to last that long. You're already getting people like guys are getting. Corey Seager just signed a 10-year deal for $320 million. Like players are getting paid. So, like, I just don't see this lasting as long. I think what's going to happen is you're not going to have a spring training, basically. You might get, like, 1 week of spring training games, and then they're just going to go right in. But all the players need to just, come into camp prepared and ready, and the pitchers need to be ready. They shouldn't have to take 2 months in order to be, at the top shape baseball, mid-season swing. They need to be ready to go,
Here, I have a question for you, Jim. Why should we even care when we know what the Phillies' outcome is going to be for next year?
We don't know that yet.
Jim, we're going to meet up in April. We're going to watch like 8 Phillies games. I'm going to be really happy. You're going to be really sad, or vice versa. And then I'm going to bring us all back to reality in May. And then I'll be right in September. We'll check back 3 months later, and I'll be right. And that's what's going to happen.
So
it happens every year.
So we're talking, they win 7 of the first 8. We're going to be charged up coming into the show. And then they're just going to
We're going to be 18 for 6.
We're just going to kind of just fade out. And then we get to August, and we're still in, like, second, fighting for first. Could just make a push, and we're just going to flame out in the last 2 weeks. Kind of like we did the last 3 years.
And I love... but, that's not as painful as the stupid Mets fans who are going to hype up a broken Scherzer.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to be like, oh, remember Lindor? Oh, this team's going to be so well put together. And we just picked that one right apart. They're nobodies. It's going to be, here's the finishing. It's going to be Braves, Phillies, Marlins, Mets. Nats, because the Nats are just an absolute train wreck. And then the wild card for if they don't, so I'm just gonna guess that they're not expanding anything.
I can't agree more with you.
It's gonna be Cardinals wild card with I'm gonna bet Giants take a step back. Padres are the other wild card. Phillies first team out as always. But tune in May because we're gonna have a really exciting episode when we're 18-6.
Wait, unless they have 7 teams in the playoffs, then in that case the Phillies were 7th last year and they would have made it into the playoffs.
And I just won't feel good about that. It's just like we're mediocre. Yeah. It's like the NBA. We're gonna give you a 9th team. It's like great. Now I'm always gonna be the 9th. Like we're always gonna be that 7th team. We're never gonna be the 1.
I just had a nice little Thanksgiving argument.
Oh, that's what Thanksgiving's for.
About what 7th and 8th seeded playoff teams really mean, because I just think it's nonsense.
Was it eviction night?
No.
Were you like past the yams?
Yeah, just family members.
In-laws. There was a fight at the in-laws.
No, not in-laws. But you know what I mean.
It was your sister.
It's like, who cares about the 7th and 8th seed of the NBA playoffs? Nobody. When was the last time any of them did anything relevant? Shock the world.
Hey, Bryce is our MVP. That's all that matters.
Sure.
That's all that matters, Jim.
Sure. So we did sign somebody beside Corey Knebel. Reliever. He's going to be the closer, apparently.
Okay.
He's talking a big game. The Phillies are reportedly going after Kiermaier, the outfielder from the Tampa Bay Rays. And Tony, I feel vindicated. I feel so vindicated because I had been saying all last year that we should be going after him and that the Rays would be sellers. And I didn't think it would take this long, but if we go after him and we get him, I will be so happy because I just think that he's a phenomenal player. He will complement Bryce really well. He thinks he's like, this guy thinks he is the best player in the MLB, and he's not, but he acts that way. And I just need somebody with some sort of ego like that, some sort of heart and passion to play this damn game for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Well, the Bryce has passion too.
Sure.
But this would just really turn it up. We would just like literally be up a gear as a team.
Yeah, with him and Bryce in the outfield, the whole team, they would have to be fired up every game.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
Yep.
But one of the things is, we signed Corey for $10 million, and then we sort of haven't really done anything else. And I keep coming back to this, where Middleton said that he was going to spend stupid money. He said, we might get a little stupid about it. That was like 3 years ago before we signed Bryce, right? And we all agreed that 13 years for $25 million a year isn't really stupid money that's actually like a value deal for Bryce Harper.
Yeah, he's your MVP and
for $25 million, and everybody else. Corey Seager's just got 32, and Corey Seager's not as good as Bryce Harper.
No,
he's not the MVP. So
he might be a little bit better of a hitter, but
I'm still wondering if that was just a stupid comment by a stupid owner, or are we actually going to do that? Are we actually going to be stupid with the money? Because we haven't gone over the luxury tax in like 10 years or something.
But, Jim, it's not about the money. It never has been. It's about the development system.
Sure.
I'm going to bang that drum.
But
Put
we have
all the
Chris
money in
Bryant out there who would then complete the outfield. If we got Kiermaier, Bryant, and Bryce Harper, it'd be the best outfield in the MLB.
Are we just going to have a sick outfield? Is that our goal?
It'd be better than McCutchen, and who knows who's playing center tonight.
That is true. We have a little bit of a round table effort at the outfield position, and we can't move Bryce to center. He's too old for that. Okay, Jim, that's enough Phillies talk.
Great comment by Evan Guerin, though, real quick on the Phillies.
Yeah, read it out.
Can't wait till Bryce and Kiermaier get into a scuffle, and then it brings the team closer together again. Perfect.
And then they're going to blow it with a save.
Okay,
Jim. Spotify rap time. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Yeah. Do you want me to run through everything, or do you want to go top songs?
Let's do. Let's do top songs. Yeah, you go first. I have to actually go on Spotify and grab mine real quick.
Okay.
Because I thought I had them all, but I'm gonna go to the end.
All right. Top songs of the year for me. I'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So 5th, "Stay" by the Kid Laroi and Justin Bieber.
I don't even know that song. Half the battle for Tony is going to be figuring out what these songs are.
4, "Sweet But Psycho" by Ava Max.
I know that song.
3, "Fine China" by Chris Brown.
Don't know that one.
Oh, wow. I got to explain that to you after the show. 2, "Uptown Girl" by Billy Joel.
Okay.
And 1, "Jane" by Jefferson Starship.
You're a weirdo.
Why am I a weirdo?
That's just like a weird song.
You never heard that song?
No, I have.
Oh,
That's
man.
why. Okay, and then your artist?
So my artist, 5, Billy Joel. 4, Justin Bieber. 3, Daft Punk. 2, Maroon 5. And number 1, Katy Perry. Always in my heart.
Always.
Do you want my genres?
Yeah, give us your genres.
5, indie rock. 4, Canadian pop. 3, modern rock. 2, classic rock. And 1, dance pop. And my music moods of the year were motivation and angst.
I didn't even know where you found your music moods. Interesting. Okay, Tony's turn. How many minutes did you have listened? Do you have
21,900.
Oh, I've crushed you.
Oh.
Crushed you. Okay.
You beat me and my wife.
Yes. Top artist, Bo Burnham.
Who
doesn't need a little comedy in their lives?
I like that.
That Netflix special had some catchy songs. They were funny to listen to. Great summer listening for Tony. Number 2 artist, Rush. That's one you'd like, Jim.
I do like that.
Number 3, The Beatles. I was on a big Beatles kick this year.
Wow.
Nothing wrong with the Beatles. Number 4, Paul Simon.
Oh, you can call me Al?
You Can Call Me Al.
That's probably the only reason why it's up in your top 5.
No, there are better songs than You Can Call Me Al. And number 5, Weezer. We all forgot about Weezer's new album in February. It was another good album that didn't get enough traction. I liked it.
I didn't listen to it.
Okay, top songs. Soy Sabolero. A little Latin flavor for you.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I can't even pronounce this one. Number 2 was one of my more favorite Baroque style. Sanctus Santa Maria. Who doesn't love an op-ed to Our Lady herself? Number 3 was Comedy by Bo Burnham. Number 4 was Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoe by Paul Simon. You thought it was You Can Call Me Al. Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoe is a better song.
5 is You Can Call Me Al.
Number 5 is Levitating by Dua Lipa.
Oh, nice.
You thought.
I'm trying to go see Dua Lipa.
My genres. Classic rock, number 1. I mean, you could tell by those artists. Number 2, Baroque. Just Baroque. Number 3, soul. Number 4, Celtic. Who doesn't love Celtic music?
I just don't know. I hadn't heard anything Celtic. Celtic is just the one style. I don't understand.
You knew Baroque's always gonna be
Baroque
at the top.
is always a top 3.
For Tony. 5, dance pop.
Dance pop.
I had some Ava Max in my top 100.
Yo, I think the 4s are meant to be weird. Like, you have Celtic for 4, and I have Canadian pop for 4.
Yeah, I think they purposely... Yeah, that could be a
They
thing.
picked something weird.
They're just like, you freak.
I think because the Kid Laroi and Justin Bieber are Canadian. I think they're both Canadian, so...
Yeah, that might be why.
But it's weird.
Evan goes, Jane is a complete jam. Why do you say Montgo? Just, I don't even know who that is.
But we got the eyes, though.
What does that mean? Who are you? Wet Hot American Summer opening credits song, and then it brings the team closer together at the end. Oh, that was from the other thing.
Yeah, Evan knows that Jane is my favorite song, literally because of Wet Hot American Summer.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, and so I listen to it in the gym.
Mm.
I'm working out.
When you're hot.
Anytime I need to get pumped up, it's that song.
You don't play Pumped Up the Jam. Pump it up. Keep the bass rocking. Okay, Jim. I got to close it out because Tony's got interviews with someone from 24/7 Sports, and then I got a podcast tonight with some Villanova dudes, and I'm going to take down the elite.
We get it.
The liberal elite.
You start at 1851, and then now you're this big like media conglomeration.
I am literally a media conglomerate that has 40 listeners, like at the most.
We get it. Don't get too big for your britches, all right?
Oh, I'm really flying high, Jim. And I'm never coming back down. No.
The opposite of Icarus.
Yeah. Just going to go right into the sun. Okay, that's enough. If you like the show, make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. I apologize to the fans. The episode was longer than just 44 minutes. We were actually closing in on almost an hour. But I forgot to hit go live because I'm an idiot. But don't worry. The show will be up on Apple Podcasts. So if you missed the first 10 minutes, go back. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts. You'll be able to listen to everything that you missed. It was just great audio. And also make sure to leave a 5-star review when you go to Apple Podcasts. 5-star review, leave a written review. We read it out loud on the show. And of course, subscribe to us on YouTube. Like the videos, share the videos, spread the news of Tony's takes. As you can tell, the Sixers are back and they're terrible, and we'll keep talking about them, but it's like pulling teeth. The Eagles and the Phillies are so much more exciting now, and I feel like we're just going to keep talking about them as the lockout continues. We're going to be the lockout special show.
Oh, yeah. And I have to give a huge sciences update next week.
You do. See, we came unprepared. So we'll give a you sciences update for the next episode as well. Okay, Jim, well, thanks for coming over. I know your battery died before you got here, but we got a good 50-something minutes in.
Great show. I love being here.
Well, Spotify Wrapped is always a good time.
Yeah, I had text from the fans saying they love the Spotify Wrapped, so.
Good. Okay, well, appreciate everyone listening to today's episode. We look forward to seeing everyone right here on YouTube. Hopefully next week. You've been listening to Tony's Takes. The premier sports talk radio, it's Tony's Takes.
Here we go.